goes on beyond 10:30. It's settled done. Pass it on. I'm on my own tonight. Don't mind if I join.
Hello, Birdwood.
Where's he?
I'm standing in.
So where's he?
Here's he. Every time.
What?
It's as if we existed only one at a time, combining to achieve continuity. I keep space warm for Higgs. My presence defines his absence. His absence confirms my presence. His presence precludes mine. When Higgs and I walk down his aisle together to claim our common seat, the oceans will fall into the sky and the trees will hang to the vision.
Where's he?
The very sight of me with a complimentary ticket is enough. The streets are impassable tonight. The whole country is rising, and the cry goes up from hill to hill. Where is he? Perhaps he's dead at last, or trapped in a lift somewhere. Succumbed to amnesia, wandering the land with his turnips stuffed with tickets.
Yes. Well, I didn't bring murder tonight. Not exactly a cup of tea, I thought tonight.
Over ahead, you mean?
Oh, well, no, it's a sort of a thriller, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
That's what I heard. Who killed me? No one will leave the house.
I suppose so. Underneath?
Underneath, it's a whodunit man. Look at it. Has it started yet?
Oh, yes.
Are you sure?
There's a pause.
You can't start with a pause. If you want my opinion, there's total panic back there. So where's he tonight then?
Follow me to the grave and become my epitaph. Here lies the sex. Where's Higgs? No, sometimes I dream of a revolution, a bloody coup d'etat by the second rank. Troops of actors slaughtered by the understudies. Magicians sawn in half by indefatigably smiling glamours. Parliamentary private secretaries plant bombs in ministers' slumber. Comedians die on provincial stages, robbed of their fees by mutely private institutions. In March, an army of assistants and deputies, the seconds in command, the right-hand men, the runners-up, storming the palace gates, where the second son is already mounted the throne, having committed regicide. A croquet, madam! Stand into the world! Stand up! Sometimes I dream of things.
Have chocolate.
What kind?
Black magic.
Oh, no, thanks.
I'll give you a tip then. Watch the girl.
You think she did it?
No. The girl. Watch her.
What girl?
You won't know her. I'll give you a nudge. You know her, do you? What's that supposed to mean?
I beg your pardon.
I'm trying to give you a wink here, Moon. Give you a nudge as good as a tip. For God's sake, what's the matter with you? You could do yourself some good, you know, spotting her first time out. She's new, from the provinces, going straight to the top. Now, I don't want a word in your mouth, but a word from us and we could make her.
I suppose you made dozens of them like that?
I'll have you know that I'm a family man, devoted to my homely but good-natured wife. And if you're suggesting, oh no, a man of my scrupulous morality, sorry, falsely besmirched.
What's that?
Mr. Drudge, the help.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search still goes on for the escaped madman who is on the run in Essex.
Essex?
County police, led by Inspector Hound, have received a report that the man has been seen in the desolate marshes around Muldoon Manor. The man is wearing a darkish suit with a lightish shirt. He is of medium height and build and youngish. Anyone seeing a man answering to this description and acting suspiciously is advised to phone the nearest police station. That is the end of the police message.
So, that's what they say about me, is it?
What?
Oh, I know what goes on behind my back. Sniggers, slanders, hole in corner innuendo. What have you heard then?
Nothing.
Tickle tattle. Tickle, my dear fellow, tattle. The sly envy of scandal mongers. I can afford to ignore them. I'm a respectable married man.
Incidentally,
Water off a duck's back, I assure you.
who was that lady I saw you with last night?
How dare you? How dare you? Don't you come here with your slimy insinuations. My wife Myrtle understands perfectly well that a man of my critical standing is obliged occasionally to mingle with the world of the footlands, simply by way of keeping off fame with the ladies.
Sorry.
But a man of my scrupulous integrity should be vilified and pilloried in the stocks of common gossip. Shh. Why? I have nothing to hide. If this should reach the ears of my beloved Myrtle.
Can I have a chocolate?
What?
Have a chocolate.
Oh yes. Oh yes, my dear fellow, yes. Let's have a chocolate. No point in. Yes, good, sure. So which one do you fancy then? There's a cherry, a strawberry, coffee cream, Turkish delight.
I'll have one telema.
Sorry, just missed that one.
Very fondue.
No.
Pistachio fudge. Nectarine cluster. Hickory nut praline. And peach chattel, Nov to Park 55 cracknell.
I'm afraid not. This cannibal.
It's all right.
Thanks very much. And incidentally, old chap, I'd be grateful if you didn't mention.
What?
I mean, you know how these misunderstandings get about, and Myrtle simply doesn't like the theatre.
Hello, the drawing room of Lady Muldoon's country residence one morning in early spring. Hello, the draw. Who did you wish to speak to? I'm afraid there is no one of that name here. This is all very mysterious and I'm sure it's leading up to something. I hope nothing is amiss, for we, that is Lady Muldoon and her house guest, are here cut off from the world, including Magnus, the crippled half-brother of her ladyship's husband, Lord Albert Muldoon, who 10 years ago went out for a walk on the cliffs and was never seen again. All alone, for they had no children.
But quite so.
Should a stranger enter our midst, which I very much doubt, I will tell him you called. Goodbye.
What? Hello there. I'm Simon Gascoigne. I hope you don't mind. The door was open, so I wandered in. I'm a friend of Lady Muldoon, the lady of the house, having made her acquaintance through a mutual friend, Felicity Cunningham, shortly after moving into this neighborhood just the other day.
I'm Mr. Drudge. I don't live in, but I pop in on my bicycle when the weather allows, help in the running of charming, somewhat isolated Muldoon Manor. Judging by the time you did well to get here before high water cut us off for all practical purposes from the outside world.
Yes, well, I took the shortcut over the cliffs and followed one of the old smuggler's paths through the treacherous swamps that surround this strangely inaccessible house.
Yes, many visitors have remarked on the topographical quirk in the local strata, whereby there are no roads leading from the manor. There are ways of getting to it, weather allowing.
Yes, well, I must say it's a lovely day so far.
But now that the cuckoo beard is in bud, there will be fog before the sun hits Foster's Ridge.
Well, I say it's wonderful how you people really know weather.
No matter what,
It does seem to be coming on a bit foggy.
the fog is very treacherous around here. It rolls off the sea without warning, shrouding the cliffs in a deadly mantle of blind man's buff.
Yes, I've heard it said.
I've known whole weekends when Muldoon Manor, as this lovely old Queen Anne house is called, might as well have been floating on the pack ice for all the good it would have done phoning the police. It was on a weekend as this that Lord Albert Muldoon, who had lately brought his beautiful bride back to the home of his ancestors, went out of the house 10 years ago, and his body was never found.
Yes, indeed. Poor Cynthia.
His name was Albert.
Yes, indeed. Poor Albert. But tell me, is Lady Muldoon about?
Oh yes, I believe she's playing tennis with Felicity Cunningham.
Felicity Cunningham?
Our mutual friend, I believe you said. A happy chance, I will tell him.
Oh, no. I really can't stay as a matter of fact. Please don't disturb him. I really should be off.
They would be very disappointed. It is some time since we've had a fall for bridge, and I don't play cards myself.
There's another guest then.
Major Magnus, the crippled half-brother of her ladyship's husband, Lord Albert Muldoon, who appeared out of the blue from Canada just the other day, completes the house party.
I think I must be waiting for Higgs to die.
What?
I'm afraid that I'll vanish from the life.
Hello?
I wonder, is it the same for Puckeridge?
Who?
Third string.
You're standing.
Does he wait for Higgs and I to write each other's obituary? Does he dream?
To whom do you wish to speak?
What's he like?
Peter.
There's no of that name here.
No, as a critic. What's Puckeridge like as a critic?
Nobody knows.
You must have got the wrong number.
There's always been me and Higgs.
Simon Gascoigne. It's not him, of course.
What?
I said it's not him.
Who is it then?
My guess is Magnus.
In disguise, you mean?
What?
You think he's Magnus in disguise?
I don't think you're concentrating.
I thought you said...
You keep chatting on about Higgs and Puckeridge. What's the matter with you?
I wonder if they talk about me.
Here is another police message. Essex County Police are still searching in vain for the madman who is at large in the deadly marshes of the coastal region. Inspector Hound, who is masterminding the operation, is not available to comment, but it's widely believed that he has a secret plan. Meanwhile, police and volunteers are combing the swamps with love haters, shouting, "Don't be a madman, give yourself up." That is the end of the police message.
Oh yeah!
Yes, I think my name is seldom off Puckeridge's lips. I'm sad hearing. It's no life at all. A stand-in.
Yes, yes!
He's never given me a second thought. I can tell by the way he nods.
Friend, of course.
What?
Jealousy.
Nonsense. There's nothing personal in it.
That's a paranoid grudge.
It's merely that it's not enough to wax at another's wane, to be held in reserve, to be on hand, on call, step in or not at all. Substitute the near-off, temporary act for I am moon, continuous moon in my own shoes, moon in June, April, September. No member of the human race keeps warm mind with his face. Yes, I can tell by the way he looks.
White man, of course.
What?
The answer lies out there in the swamps.
Oh,
The skeleton in the cupboard is coming home to roost.
oh yes. Already in the opening stages, we note the classic impact of the capitalistic figure, the outsider, plunging through to the center of an ordered world and setting up the disruptions, the shockwaves, which, unless I am very much mistaken, will strip these comfortable people, these crustaceans in the rock pool of society, strip them of their shells and leave them exposed as the trembling raw meat, which at heart is all of us.
I agree. Keep an eye on Magnus.
I say,
That's the one.
Yes, hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well, I?
Honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't it wait till I got back?
There's something you don't know.
What is it?
You see, about the things I said, it may be that I got carried away a little. We
What?
both did.
What are you trying to say?
I love another.
I see.
I didn't make any promises, I
You
merely...
don't have to say any more.
Oh, I didn't want to lie to you.
No.
Well,
You philandering coward.
Let me explain.
This is hardly the time and place. You think you can march it anywhere, whatever I happen to be doing.
But I want you to know that my admiration for you sits here. I know one of the things, I need those things I
I
said.
will kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne.
it was her.
I told you. Straight to the top.
Oh no.
Yes, what is it?
I have come to set up the card table, sir.
Oh no, I don't think I can stay for a game of cards.
Oh, Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
Does she know you?
Oh, yes, sir. I just told her it put her in quite a tizzy.
Really? Well, I suppose I've cleared the air now. Quite a dizzy, you said? Really? Really?
Felicity. She's the one.
Nonsense. Red herring.
I mean, it was her.
be because in the course of my profession I happen to have struck up an acquaintance. To have, if you like, a warm regard for a fellow toiler in the vineyard of Greece. I find it simply intolerable to be vilified and villainy.
I never implied.
Find myself the object of uninformed malice, petty slanders, little men.
Sorry.
Suggested my good opinion in a journal of unimpeachable integrity is at the disposal of the first coquette who gives me what I want. I a leech man? What and I have been together now for... Christ! Who's that? No, I mean, who is she?
Cynthia.
Don't say anything for a moment, just hold me.
She's beautiful. A vision of eternal grace. A poem.
I think she's got her mouth open.
We can't go on meeting like this.
But we have nothing to be ashamed of.
But darling, this is madness.
Yes, I'm mad with love for you.
No! I love Albert.
He's dead, Cynthia. Do you understand me? Albert's dead.
No! I'll never give up hope. Let me go. We are not free.
I don't care. We were meant for each other had we but met in time.
Gad, Simon, you used me and cast me aside like you have cast aside so many others.
No, Cynthia. You can make me a better person.
You're ruthless, so strong, so good.
Oh, projected this handsome stranger and transformed into lover.
Yes, what is it, Mr. Drudge?
Should I close the windows, my lady? The fog is beginning to roll off.
Yes, you better. Looks like we're in for one of those days. Are the cards ready?
Yes, my lady.
Would you tell Miss Cunningham we are waiting?
Yes, my lady.
And fetch the major down?
I think I got him coming downstairs, no?
Simon!
Never had a chance.
Simon, are you all right?
I have a witness.
Simon, say something!
Oh, I'm most frightfully sorry.
How long have you been a pedestrian?
Ever since I could walk.
You walk out! Oh, thank God. The madness, this is Simon Gascoigne.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How did I get here?
I could stay forever.
You're still here.
Of course he's still here. We are going to play cards. There's no need to introduce you two, is there? But as I recall now, I met you, Simon, through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes, Simon is an old friend. Not as old as you, Cynthia, dear.
Yes, I haven't seen Felicity.
Last night.
Indeed. Well, you deal, Felicity. Simon, you take the soap. Magnus, will you partner Felicity against Simon and I?
Will Simon and you always be partner against me, Cynthia?
What do you mean, Magnus?
You're a damn attractive woman, Cynthia.
No, remember Albert.
Albert's dead, Cynthia. And you're still young. I'm sure that you would have wished that you and I...
No, this is not to be.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it?
Simon, come.
Simon's for the chop, all right.
Right. Who starts?
I do. No bet.
Simon, did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night?
Did I? Yes, quite. Welcome, Felicity.
I've had my turn, haven't I, Simon? Now it seems it's Cynthia's turn.
That's my turn.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, Simon.
Yes, I've heard it said.
So I hope you haven't been cheating, Simon.
No, Felicity. It's just that I hold the cards.
Well, Simon.
Isn't it strange how Simon turned up in the neighborhood from nowhere? We know so little about him.
It doesn't always pay to show your hand.
Right. Simon, it's your opening on the minor bit. Let's see.
Whose turn?
It's yours.
Page 91, trump my contract.
Simon.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, Simon, you're laughing tonight.
We shall see. The The night's not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
So, you're the crippled half-brother of Lord Malone, who turned up out of the blue from Canada just the other day, are you? It's taken an awful long time to get here. What did you do? Walk? Oh, I must say, I'm most frightfully sorry.
Care for a spin round the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Simon, I must stop you. Simon.
Am I wrong, I think, Major?
You think so?
Yes, Major, I do.
There's an old Canadian proverb handed down by the Blackfoot Indians that says, he who laughs the last, laughs the longest.
Yes, I've heard it said.
Well, I think I'll go and oil my gun.
I think Magnus suspects something. And Felicity. Simon, was there anything between you and Felicity?
No, it's all a bit handy. It's a mere passing fleeting thing we had. But now that I found you.
If I find that you have been untrue to me, if I find that you have falsely seduced me from my dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
Can't sit around the old wind in his opera cloak and passes me the tat.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
It's not that I think I'm a better critic.
I feel my whole life changing.
Oh, I am, but it's not that.
Oh, the world will laugh at me, I know.
It's not that there's much in the way of shoes to step into.
Call me an old, infatuated fool.
There's not.
Condemn me.
He's standing in my light, that's all.
Betrayer of my class.
An almost continuous eclipse, interrupted by the phenomenon of moonlight.
I don't care. I'm a goner, I tell you.
And I dream
But the Blue Angel all over again.
of the day his temperature climbs through the top of his head,
Ah, the sweet madness of love.
of that spasm on the stairs,
Mortal, farewell.
dreaming of the stair he'll never reach.
For I live only but once.
Sometimes I dream that I will.
What?
What?
Yes, well, a beautiful performance. A collector's piece. I shall say so.
Oh yes, a very promising debut. I will put in a good word.
It would be as hypocritical of me to withhold praise on grounds of personal feelings as to withhold censure.
You're right. Courageous.
Oh, I know what the world will say. There goes Birdboot muttering up his latest.
I ignore them.
But I rise above that. Fact is that I genuinely believe a performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Bottoms. That's the word for her.
The radiance, the inner sadness.
Does she really come across with it?
The part is written is a mere cipher. She manages to make Cynthia a real person.
Cynthia?
And should she, as a result, care to meet me over a drink, simply by way of thanking me, as it were?
Well, you fickle old bastard.
Are you suggesting? Yes, well, shaping up quite nicely, would you say?
Oh yes, a nice trichotomy of forces. One must reserve judgment until the contradiction, of course, but I think it's pretty clear where we're headed.
I agree. It's a madness, am I not?
What's madness, am I?
If we knew that, we wouldn't be here.
Let me at once say that it has elan, while at the same time avoiding a clock. Having said that, I think it must be said, I am bound to ask, does this play know where it's going?
Well, it seems open and shut to me, Moon. Madness is not what he pretends to be, and he's got his next victim marked down.
Does it, I repeat, declare its affiliations? There are moments, and I would not begrudge in this, when the play, if we can call it that, and I think on balance we can, aligns itself uncompromisingly on the side of life. Je me, it seems to be saying, ergo sum. But is that enough? I think we are at to ask for what, in fact, is this play concerned with? It is my belief that you're concerned with what I refer to as well as the nature of identity. I think we are entitled to ask, and here one is irresistibly reminded of Voltaire's cry, "Voila!" I think we are entitled to ask, where is God? God!
God?
I think we are entitled to ask.
The same half an hour later. No, I'm sorry, there is no one of that name here. Black or white, my lady?
White, please.
Black or white, miss?
White, please.
Black or white, major?
White, please.
Sugar, my lady.
Yes, please.
Sugar, miss?
Yes, please.
Sugar, major?
Yes, please.
Biscuits, my lady.
No, thank you.
The second act, however, fails to fulfill the promise.
I think there's something funny going on.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search for the dangerous madman who's on the loose in Essex has now narrowed to the immediate vicinity of Maldoon Manor. Police are hampered by the deadly swamps and the fog, but believe that the madman spent last night in a deserted cottage on the cliffs. The public is advised to stick together and make sure none of their number is missing. That is the end of the police message.
Where's Simon?
Who?
Simon, where is he?
Not seen him?
Magnus, have you?
No.
Oh,
There's something foreboding in the air. It's almost as if one of us...
oh, Felicity, the house is locked up tight. No one can get it. The police are practically at our doorstep.
I don't know, it's just a feeling.
It's just a fog.
Hound will never get through on a day like this.
Fog!
He needs the inspector.
Is he bringing a dog?
Not that I know of.
He'll never get through the swamps. I believe the madman can show his head in safety now.
What's that?
Sounded like the cry of a gigantic hound.
Poor devil.
There it is again.
It's coming from there, from outside the house.
Inspector Hound.
A police dog? Yes?
Came as soon as I could. Where shall I put my foghorn and my small boots?
Mr. Judge will take them for you. Be prepared, as the police's motto has it in, Inspector. How very resourceful.
Takes more than a bit of weather to keep a policeman from his duty.
Inspector Hound, Felicity Cunningham, Major Magnus Balloon.
Please.
Well,
Sorry.
no, do go on.
Thank you. Tell me about it in your own words. Take your time. Begin at the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
I beg your pardon?
Fear nothing. You're in safe hands now. If you haven't touched anything,
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'm Inspector Hound.
Yes,
Well, what's it all about?
I really have no idea.
How did it begin?
What?
The thing.
What thing?
The trouble.
There hasn't been any trouble.
Didn't you phone the police?
No.
I didn't.
What for?
See, it's been a very difficult position. Well, I'll be getting along then.
I'm sorry.
That's perfectly all right.
Thank you so much for coming.
You never know. There might have been a serious matter.
A drink?
More serious than that, even.
A drink? Before you go.
No, thank you.
I hope you find him, Inspector.
Find who, madam? Out with it.
The lunatic, isn't that who you're looking for?
And what do you know about that?
It was on the radio.
Was it indeed? Well, that's what I'm here about, really. I didn't want to mention it because I didn't know how much you knew. No point causing unnecessary panic with a murderer in our midst.
Murderer?
Ah, so that is not on the radio.
Who has he murdered, Inspector?
Perhaps no one. Let us hope we are in time.
You believe he's in our midst, Inspector?
I do. If any one of you have recently encountered a youngish, good-looking fellow in a smart suit, white shirt, hatless, well-spoken, someone possibly claiming to have just moved into the neighborhood, someone who on the surface seems as sane as you or I, then now is the time to speak. Don't interrupt.
But Inspector!
Ah, very well.
Felicity, no!
Please, Lady Cynthia, we are all in this together. I must ask you to put yourself completely in my hands.
No! I love Albert.
I don't think you quite grasp my meaning there.
Is one of us in danger, Inspector?
Didn't it strike you as odd that on his escape, the madman made a beeline from Muldoon Manor? It's my guess he bears a deep-seated grudge against someone in this very house. Lady Muldoon, where is your husband?
My husband. You don't mean...
I don't know. But I have reason to believe that one of you is real McCoy.
Real what?
William Herbert McCoy was a young man meeting the madman on the street and being solicited for 6 pence for a cup of tea, replied. Why don't you do a decent day's work? Shifty old bag of horse manure. Canada, all those many years ago, went on to make his fortune. The madman was a mere boy at the time, but he never forgot that moment. And thenceforth, carried in his heart the promise of revenge. There's something you forgot to tell me.
So the madman has struck.
Oh, it's horrible! Horrible!
Yes, just as I feared. Now you see the sort of man you're protecting.
I don't believe it!
I have to tell him, Cynthia. Inspector, a stranger of that description has indeed appeared in our midst. Simon Gascoigne. Oh, yes, charm, I'll give you that. And he took me in completely. I'm afraid I made a bit of a fool of myself over him, but so did Cynthia.
Where is he now?
He must be around the house. He couldn't get away in these conditions.
You're right. Fear not. Lady Muldoon, I shall apprehend the man who killed your husband.
My husband? I don't understand.
Everything points to Gascoigne.
Yes, but who's that?
Your husband.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I tell you it's not.
I'm in charge of this case.
But that's not my husband.
Are you sure?
Oh, for God's sake.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Anybody?
Never seen him before.
Quite unlike anybody I've ever seen.
This case is becoming an utter shambles.
Yes, but what are we going to do?
I'll phone the police.
But you are the police.
Thank God I'm here then. The lines have been cut.
You mean?
Yes, we're on our own. Cut off from the world in grave danger.
You mean?
Yes, one of us ordinary mortals thrown together by fate. Cut off from the elements is the murderer.
You mean?
Yes, I think that's enough. I forget. He must be found. Search the house.
This is where Simon gets the chop.
What happened, Inspector?
He's dead. Simon gets coin, I presume. Not just even for a killer. Unless we assume that the body could not have been will lie here before Simon Gascoigne entered the house. But what if? Ah, there's your answer. Now, who killed Simon Gascoigne? And why?
Why not?
Good riddance.
Yes, getting away with murder must be quite easy, provided that one's motive is sufficiently inscrutable.
Fickle young puppet. He was deceiving her right, left, and center.
Of course, I still have courage behind me.
She needs someone steadier, more mature.
But I could, so could he.
Yes, I know this is not a nice hotel. Discreet. Run by a man of the world.
Easy lies the head and wear the crown.
Breakfast served in one's room and no questions asked.
Does courage dream of me?
Hello, what's happening?
Oh yes. How do you think it's going, Bob?
Yes, well, it is at this point for me that the play comes alive. The groundwork has been well and truly laid, and the author has taken the trouble to learn from the masters of the genre. He has created a real situation, and few will doubt his ability to resolve it with a startling delusion. Certainly, that is what it so far lacks, but it has a beginning, a middle, and I have no doubt that it will prove to have an end. For this, let us give thanks, and double thanks, for a good clean show without a trace of smut. But perhaps even all this would have been for nothing, were it not for a performance that I consider to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre. In what is possibly the finest Cynthia since the war.
We examine this more closely, and I think that close examination is the least tribute that this play deserves. I think we will find that within the austere framework, what is seen on one level to be a country house weekend, and a useful symbol which the author has given us. Yes, I shall go so far. He has given us the human condition.
Oh, talent in her little finger.
An uncanny ear that might have belonged to a Van Gogh.
It's a public scandal that the birthday honor today have neglected her.
This is loud because ubiquitous to ubiquitous. It is hard. It is hard, and indeed, therefore, I should not refrain from invoking the names of Kafka, Sartre, Shakespeare, Nero, Pirandello, Beckett, Beckett, Dante, and even Dorothy
Rattling good evening up. I was held.
Harder still. Harder still is possibly. Neither do I find it easy. Dorothy and Sayer. Harder still.
Others take part in
Hello.
It's for you. Hello? For God's sake, mortal! I told you never to phone me at work. What? Last night? For God's sake, woman, this is hardly the time. I took her to dinner simply by way of keeping off fame with the world, the paint, and the Mowgli. Yes, I promise. Yes, I do. And you're mine too. Darling, I can't. Oh. No, she's not. All right. I love your little pink ears, and you're my own fluffy bunny boo.
Oh.
Now, for God's sake, goodbye.
How? You?
Yes, hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
Honestly, darling, you really are extraordinary.
yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, flattered, but couldn't it wait till I got back?
No, you've got it all wrong.
What is it?
And about last night, I give you a wrong impression. I got carried away a bit, perhaps.
What are you trying to say?
I want to call it off.
I see.
I didn't make any promises, you
You
know.
don't have to say any more.
And my wife too. I don't know.
All the nerve.
I didn't mean for you to find
You're
out like this.
financially covered.
But I meant those things I said. Oh, shows brilliant promise. I
I
should
will
say.
kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne.
Good God.
I have come to set up the card table, sir.
I can't stay for the game of cards.
Oh, Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
You mean she wants to meet?
Oh, yes, sir. I just told her and put her in quite a dizzy.
Really? Yes, but a man with my influences is not to be sneezed at. Quite easy, you say.
Good move. What the hell are you doing?
Nothing?
Stop making an ass of yourself. Come back.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. But I frankly believe her performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Darling!
Good evening. May I say that I genuinely believe your performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Don't say anything for a moment. Just hold it.
All right.
We can't go on meeting like this.
I'm not ashamed to proclaim nightly my love for you. The fact is that will not be necessary. I know this rather nice hotel. Discreet. Run by a man of the world.
But darling, this is madness.
Yes, I am mad with love.
No! I love Albert!
Albert's dead. Do you understand me? Albert's dead.
No, I can't give up hope. We are not free.
You mean mortal? She means nothing to me. Nothing. She's all cocoa and blue nylon fur slippers. Not a spark of creative genius in her old slumping knee-length knickered body.
You're a cad, Simon. You use me and cast me aside like you have cast aside so many others.
No. Cynthia, now that I've found you.
You're ruthless. So strong. So cruel.
My God!
Taking leave of your tiny mind.
Yes, what is it, Mr. Drudge?
Should I close the windows, my lady?
Yes,
What's your number?
You stay out of this.
Finish of you, I suppose you know that.
I don't need your two-penny club street prognostication. I have found something bigger and finer.
If only you got Higgs.
And fetch the major down.
I think I heard him coming downstairs now.
Simon! Simon, say something!
That reckless bastard!
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it, girl?
I couldn't take it night after night.
You're still here.
Of course he's still here. We are going to play cards. As for you two, there's no need to introduce you. As I recall now, I met Simon through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Simon is an old friend.
Well, I like to give young up-and-comers the benefit of my, the fact is, she lacks technique.
Last night.
I'm not talking about last night.
Well, you deal, Felicity. Simon, take the sofa.
Did you see that? Trying to kill me. I told you it was madness. Not that it is madness.
Who did it, you mean?
What?
You think it's not Magnus who did it?
Get a grip on yourself, Boone. The facts are staring you in the face. He's after Cynthia, for one thing.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it?
Over my dead body.
If he comes between us,
For God's sake, come and sit down.
Simon!
She needs me, Boone. I've got to go make up the phone.
Right. Who starts?
I do. I'll dummy for an overdraft and double my holdings on South Street there.
Simon, did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night?
Pay 20 months or trump my contract.
I'll trump your contract with Gambit over there, and Queen's Bishop 4 there.
Fate was yours. Creative of blue. Shade noir. 0.
And I call your bluff.
Oh, Simon! I meant, I huff.
I rough.
I bluff.
Miss Bust.
Check.
Snap.
Not out.
Double dog.
Bingo.
No, Simon, your luck's in tonight.
We shall see. The night's not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
Red herring. Smell the wine off. She's as clean as a whistle, I tell you. I've seen it 1,000 times. And I've seen you too before, haven't I? Strange, there's something about you.
Care for a spin round the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Magnus. I must talk to Simon.
There's nothing for you there, you know.
And so,
Oh yes, she knows which side her bread is buttered. I am a man not without a certain influence among those who reap the limelight. She's not going to throw me over for a heavily disguised cripple.
there's an old gang.
Oh, don't give me that. I told you right at the start. Oh yes, you chaps are not as clever as you think. Sooner or later you make your mistake. Incidentally, where was it I saw you? I have definitely seen you somewhere.
Well. I think I'll go and oil my gun.
Double bluff. I've seen it 1,000 times.
I think Simon, was there anything to read you under the street?
No. I merely flattered her a little over a drink. Told her she'd go far. That sort of thing. Dear me, the fuss that's been made over a simple...
If I find that you have been untrue to me, if I find that you have falsely seduced me from my dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
What rude! For God's sake, pull yourself together!
I can't help it.
What do you think you're doing? You're turning it into a complete farce!
I know, but I can't live without her. I shall resign my position, of course. I don't care. I'm a goner, I tell you.
But rude, think of your family, your friends, your high standing in the world letters. I say, what are you doing? But rude, leave it alone. Come and sit down. What's the matter with you?
It's his.
What?
It's his.
Don't be silly.
I tell you, it's his. I don't understand. He's dead.
Dead?
Who would want to?
He must have been lying there all this time.
Kill his.
Then what's he doing here? I was standing in tonight.
Moon.
But I swear,
Moon.
it's me and Puckridge now.
I've got it.
But I did.
I finally got it.
I swear I did.
Finally. I see it all.
Barwood! Dead!
What's happened, Inspector?
That's a bit rough, isn't it? A bit extreme, I admit he had his fault. He may have been a fickle old. Who did this and why?
Say that it's the back's pace, point, focus, which drama originality is to say simply that does not happen to be my cup of tea. One has only to compare this right back with the masters of the genre to say that here we have a trifle that does not happen to be my cup of tea at all.
Sorry to be blunt, but there's no getting away from it. Lacks pace. Complete drag back.
I will go further. Those of you who were fortunate enough to be at Comedy Frost was on Wednesday last will not need to be reminded that hysterics are no substitute for eclat.
Lacks elan.
Some of the cast seem to have given up acting altogether, accurately across, finding themselves involved in an evening that would and will indeed make the angels feel.
I'm not a prude, but I fail to see any reason for the shower of filth, sexual illusion, foisted onto an unsuspecting public the guise of modernity at all costs.
Is this your man, Inspector?
Yes. Yes.
Simon!
Yes, yes. What? Is this some kind of joke?
If it is, Inspector, it's in a very poor taste.
Right? I'm going to find out who did this. I want everyone to go back to the positions you occupied before the shot was fired. No one will leave the house.
I believe we all had the opportunity to fire the shot, Inspector.
I am not the...
But which of us would want to?
Have you, Major Magnus?
Why should I want to kill him?
Because he was on to you. Yes, he tumbled you right from the start. And you killed him just before he was about to reveal that you killed him. This chap.
But what motive would be there for killing him? Who is this chap, Inspector?
I don't know. Quite unlike anybody I've ever met.
Inspector,
Yes, what is it?
happening to enter this room early in the day to close the windows, I chanced to overhear a remark made by the deceased Simon Gascoigne to her ladyship, namely, "I will kill anyone who comes between us."
That's it then. This man was obviously killed by Simon.
But he didn't come between us.
And who then killed Simon?
Subsequent to that reported remark, Inspector, I also happen to be in a earshot of a remark made by Lady Muldoon to the deceased, to the effect, "I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne!" I hope you don't mind my mentioning it.
But what? It is from chance remark that we in the force build up our complete picture before moving in to make the rest. And it will not be long now, I fancy. I just warn you, Lady Balloon, that anything you say can be held against you in the court.
I hated Simon. Yes, I did. For he had me in his power. But I didn't kill him.
Prior to that, Inspector, I also happen to be in earshot of a remark made by Miss Cunningham. No doubt in the heat of the moment, but it stuck in my head as these things do, namely, "I will kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne!"
Ha! The final piece of the jigsaw. I think I am now in a position to reveal the mystery. This man was, of course, McCoy, the Canadian who, as we all heard, meeting Gascoigne in the street and being solicited for suspense, for toffee apple, smacked him across the ear with a cry, "How's that for a rush to harbour, you sniffing little workshop?" All those many years ago. Gascoigne bided his time, but in due course tracked McCoy down to this house, having on the way met in the neighborhood a simple, ambitious girl from the provinces. He was charming, persuasive, told her, I have no doubt, that she would go straight to the top. And she, having been taken in by his promises to see her all right in the night, gave in to his simple desires. Perhaps she loved him. We shall never know. But in the very hour of her promised triumph, his eye fell on another. Yes, I refer to none other than Lady Cynthia Muldoon. From the moment he caught sight of her, there was no other woman for him. He was in her spell, willing to sacrifice anything, even you, Felicity Cunningham. It was only today, unexpectedly finding here, that you discovered the truth. It was a bitter argument, which ended with your promise to kill him, a promise that you carried out in this very room at your first opportunity. And I must warn you that anything
That
you say,
doesn't make sense.
not at first glance,
Could not Simon have been killed by the same person who killed McCoy?
Why should any of us want to kill a perfect stranger?
Perhaps he was not a stranger to all of us.
but Simon was the madman, wasn't he?
We have only a word for that, Inspector. We have only a word for a lot of things. For instance, McCoy. Who is he?
Is his name McCoy? Or is there something else? Is there any truth in that fantastic and implausible tale of insult inflicted in the Canadian streets? Or is there something else? Something quite unknown to us. For instance, this madman, having killed this unknown stranger for private and inscrutable reasons of his own, was disturbed before he could dispose of the body. So having cut the telephone wires, he decided to return to the scene of the crime, masquerading as Police Inspector Hound.
But I'm not mad!
Only to discover that in the house was a man, Simon Gascoigne, who recognized the cops as a man against whom you had held a deep-seated grudge.
But I did kill! I'm almost sure I didn't kill!
I put it to you! Are you the real Inspector Hound?
You know damn well I'm not! What's this all about?
Well, I thought as much.
I only dream. Sometimes I dream.
So you are the one.
The madman!
The killer!
It's horrible. It's horrible.
The stranger in our midst!
Yes. We had a shrewd suspicion you would turn up here, and you walked into a trap.
What trap?
I'm not the real Magnus Muldoon. It was a mere subterfuge. Now I reveal my surprise.
You mean?
Yes, I am the real Inspector Hound.
For courage!
Stand where you are, or I shoot.
You killed Higgs. And what was trying to tell me?
Stop in the name of the law.
So you are the real Inspector Hound.
Not only that, I've been leading a double life, at least.
You mean?
Yes, it's been 10 long years. But don't you recognize me?
You mean?
Yes, it is me, Albert, who lost his memory and joined the force, rising by merit to the rank of inspector. His past blotted out, until fate cast him back to the beautiful house he left behind, back to the beautiful woman he brought here as his girlish bride. In short, my darling, my memory has returned, and your long wait is over.
Oh, Albert.
You cunning